What's up, you guys? After Reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to some more Stargate SG-1. This is season 7, episode 14. So let's get into it.
Receiving a signal, sir. It's the colonists.
Open the iris.
That's Jonas's people, right?
Mr. Quinn, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, sir. I only wish it was under better circumstances.
It's got a new style.
We need to talk.
He's like fucking Bieber.
For the past several months, we've been analyzing the data on the crystal left behind by Thanos. It was the Goa'uld that occupied our planet 3,000 years ago. Now, our progress at first was very slow, but we recently made a major discovery. It turns out that Nequadria was not originally present.
What do you mean?
It's not native to our planet.
I don't understand. It exists in mineral deposits underground.
I know it does now, but we believe that those deposits were originally made up of ordinary naquadah.
I assume this makes sense to you.
No, it doesn't.
We found a reference to a process the Goa'uld discovered which allowed them to convert raw naquadah into Nequadria while it's still in the ground. Now somehow it started a chain reaction which has continued on down through the veins, getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and we believe that the process is ongoing.
Are you saying that at this very moment there are deposits of naquadah on your planet that are being transformed into Nequadria?
Yes. One very large one in particular. We only recently discovered it because it's so many miles beneath the surface of our planet. But as the conversion process goes deeper, the heat and pressure get higher.
And
Weird that they
Nequadria
use
is
miles.
highly unstable.
We believe that when it reaches a certain
Miles
depth,
are
it's
weird.
going to explode with enough force to obliterate Kelowna.
There's always an episode title called Fallout.
The first few references to the conversion process that we found were pretty vague. To tell the truth, I was half convinced that I'd made a mistake in the translation, and we came across these test results which show the ratio of naquadah to Nequadria achieved in the process.
You know, it really bothers me when the writing is like takes up halfway the screen.
So the naquadah that isn't converted breaks down into lighter elements.
You know, for the longest time, I was wondering why we never found any Nequadria anywhere else in the galaxy, and now I'm thinking it's because it doesn't exist in nature at all.
Which would explain why none of the other Goa'uld knew about it until Anubis probed your mind.
We've got the latest geological data. It looks like... Oh, hello.
Hi.
You guys have matching hairdos.
Oh, Samantha Carter, this is Jonas. See her? This is Sam Carter.
Ambassador, welcome to Earth.
Actually, it's First Minister now.
First Minister.
This is Ven Aramal and Lucia Tarthus, the Terranian and Andari representatives on the Joint Ruling Council.
Right this way.
You invited us here to propose that we abandon Langara?
Langara is the new name of our planet. It's from an
Why?
ancient dialect common to all three nations.
A symbol of our new unity.
Has a nice ring to
It was chosen by committee.
We understand that if this problem cannot be solved, Kelowna will suffer severe devastation, at which point we are prepared to offer humanitarian aid to the survivors.
Of course, we have limited resources, but we pledge to do what we can.
it. Are you kidding?
Has no one explained this to you?
We have tried. They seem unwilling to accept the truth.
If you knew more about our history, you'd understand our reluctance to believe Kelownan propaganda.
Well, our own scientists have studied the problem. While it is true that Kelowna will bear the brunt of the initial explosion, in fact, by our calculations, almost half the country's landmass will be destroyed, you're not taking into account the amount of dust and debris that will be thrown into the upper atmosphere. It will block the sunlight and lower the average surface temperature significantly. For all intents and purposes, your entire planet will be uninhabitable.
What was that?
Receiving video transmission, sir.
Major, what's your situation?
Most of the fires that were caused by the earthquake are under control now, sir. Dr. Fraser's organizing the distribution of medical supplies.
I find it hard to believe this was a coincidence.
It wasn't. We traced the epicenter of the quake to a small pocket of converted Nequadria located about 20 kilometers below the surface.
A small pocket?
When the main deposit goes, sir, we estimate the explosion will be about 100,000 times more powerful.
This planet.
Madronas. The Madronans are a peaceful, advanced society with the resources to accept many thousands of refugees.
Jonas Quinn's reports refer to several
Which people were they?
planets capable of sustaining life. The Andari government might consider relocation if one of these were made available.
Without infrastructure, any uninhabited planet would not be able to sustain as many Langarian refugees.
I'm not suggesting one planet for all of us.
You want your own planet?
The Andari people would welcome a fresh start, given the oppression we've suffered in the past.
The only thing you suffered under Terranian rule was peace and good government.
And mass arrests, summary executions.
In response to terrorist acts against innocent civilians.
Whoa! Whoa! We're getting a bit off topic here, don't you think?
3 separate relocations is just not practical. Madronas is your best bet to save as many lives as possible.
General Hammond tells me you've discovered something about the conversion process.
Well, we determined that the transformation must have begun with a massive bombardment of certain subatomic particles, which catalyze the reaction and allow it to continue without the input of energy. It's possible to create these particles in the lab. There's really only one
Why is
way that
Jonas
they've been
dressed
produced
like
in
that?
sufficient quantity and with enough
I don't
energy to
understand.
penetrate several miles into the crust of the planet.
It was the Nequadria
Why
bomb
did your
test.
style just like what?
The
what?
test that was conducted 2 years ago. We did this to ourselves.
This is outrageous. If what you say is true, the Colonan government bears full responsibility for the imminent destruction of Langara.
Your government's formed an alliance for the express purpose of attacking Kelowna. We were merely looking to defend ourselves.
We only went to a heightened war alert after we learned of your research.
Which only goes to prove that you were spying on us.
What choice did we have? We certainly weren't going to rely on the Kelownan government to tell us the truth.
Counselors, please.
These talks will have to be suspended until I confer with my cabinet.
Ah, for crying out loud.
Jack?
Who cares whose fault it is?
Jack.
Your planet is gonna blow up.
Jack.
The whole damn planet, Daniel.
Okay, I think it's best if we all just take a little recess right now.
I say we send them packing.
Indeed.
We can't give up on them yet. We still have the potential to save thousands of lives here.
And yet, curiously, they don't seem to understand nor care.
This is diplomacy, Jack. This is the way the game is played. It takes patience.
Yeah? Well, I'm fresh out. I think you're on your own.
If we could somehow trigger a move along the fault line, we could isolate the advancing Nequadria and break off the chain reaction before it gets any deeper.
And how do we do that?
We set off a large explosion near the fault. Stargate Command could provide a small nuclear device that would do the trick. The only problem is we'd have to get it down there. What?
There's something I want to show you. It took us 2.5 years to build at a cost of over half the annual Colonan research budget. The Deep Underground Excavation Vehicle.
Cool.
Look, I know it's not fast enough, but I do have an idea for a little adjustment. It'll give us a lot more speed.
Tokra tunnel crystals.
Modified, of course, to work in conjunction with the cutter heads.
Pretty impressive. Do you mind if I take a look at your power systems?
After you,
Do we have to show her everything?
Kiana.
Everybody has an agenda, Jonas. And her people have made no secret of their interest in our Nequadria deposits.
Look, I've wanted to come forward with this for a long time, but I always got overruled by the cabinet. Now we have no choice.
We don't need her.
You
We'll
do.
go to the Tokra ourselves.
I worked with these people for over a year. I trust them with my life.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry.
She's just jealous.
The machine was designed to mine Nequadria, and according to the terms of our alliance, any information related to Nequadria is to be shared. We were purposely misled.
We had every intention of telling you once the prototype was fully operational.
Do you take us for idiots? It was you that created this disaster. And now you expect
I mean, not her
by acquiring
specifically.
alien technology?
This technology is beyond anything I've seen in Kelowna before.
But I did make a few suggestions for some adjustments based on what I learned at Stargate Command.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I tell you, most of the credit goes to Kiana.
Kiana.
She took what she learned from me and she made modifications to the hydraulics, the shielding mechanisms, everything. I'm telling you, without her, this thing would be months away from being operational.
So you two have been working pretty closely on this.
Yeah, I guess. What?
Come on, Jonas, I'm not blind. What's going on?
Let's just say that it's in the development stage. although I do find her interesting.
I bet you do.
You junkie?
Jonas, did you design the primary power distribution circuits?
Well, I didn't really design anything. I did make some suggestions for some upgrades, but...
Based on advanced technology you encountered while you were with SG-1?
Yeah, that's right. Why? What's wrong?
Well, the hardware is different. But the basic principle is very similar to a Goa'uld design.
Well, that's impossible.
I went over it 3 times. I probably wouldn't have even noticed myself if I hadn't calculated that the generators were operating at 130% efficiency.
No. That was some mistake.
Jonas, who did design the system?
Jonas, what's going on?
We know.
Jonas,
Kiana?
you're going to need her. Let her help you for the sake of our people.
It's not her, Jonas. It's a Goa'uld trying to fool us. We've seen it before.
No, Jonas, please.
Get her out of here.
That's the last time I copy a girl's hairdo.
Depth is 2,200 meters. Speed 1.5 meters per second.
Drills are running hot.
All right. Bring down your RPMs. Don't overcompensate.
I can't stay ahead of these adjustments.
You're gonna stall us out. Power up. Strip the drill heads.
You've made the right choice. Your confidence in me will not go unrewarded.
We had no choice. And for the record, our confidence in you is minimal.
Which is no doubt why the Shova will be accompanying us. Who calibrated the primary inductors?
I did.
Launch now, and you will burn through them before you pass 100 meters.
All right. I'll take navigation. Teal, take shields and life support.
Indeed.
We are launching in 38 seconds.
Engines are at 70%.
Shields are active.
Navigation computer is online.
Engines are at full power. Control, we're set to go for launch in 5, 3, 2, 4, 1.
We just received word from Kelowna.
Our security personnel has been monitoring a communication device we took from Kiana's quarters. Apparently a message has come through from Goa'uld.
She's overdue to report. He's waiting for her to send a transmission.
And if she doesn't?
He'll come back to find out what happened.
That's a distinct possibility.
What is it?
We are losing coolant pressure in one of the forward tubes. We must have broken a seal. Major Carter, take the controls.
Where are you going?
I can divert coolant from the aft section, but I have to do it from the engine room.
I'm coming with you.
You still do not trust me, do you?
Why would he?
No. Forward pressure's rising. We're good.
Maybe now you'll believe that I too wish this mission to succeed?
Yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Has it ever occurred to you that serving Ball may not be my only interest here? I never thought I'd find the company of a human so intriguing. And suddenly I repulse you? Not that long ago you felt differently.
Yeah, well that was before I found out who you are. What you are.
And yet the fact remains. You never knew the host before I took her. All this time it was never Kiana, it was always me.
What is happening?
I'm not sure. I'm still on course, still descending.
Hull temperature is rising rapidly. 400 degrees and still rising.
Jonas, is there any volcanic activity in the area?
Mount Callan.
300 degrees.
But it's been dormant for hundreds of years.
Just because it's dormant at the surface doesn't mean there couldn't be magma flows in the vicinity.
Hull temperature is 700 degrees and still rising.
We're passing through a river of molten rock.
How's the whole diplomacy thing working out for you?
It's not. Latest argument is about the selection process. Kelowna's won a lottery, the Terranians want to assign positions, and the Andaris want to set up a committee to discuss the problem.
What?
I'm trying to remind them they're facing total annihilation, but they can't seem to face their own mistrust.
I think I can help you out on this.
What do you mean?
Do you really want to risk your life for the people of this world, Major? I am not so sure they would do the same for you.
We're losing hull integrity.
temperature is dropping. 1100 degrees and still falling.
We made it through.
Very impressive.
Kelowna will accept nothing less than equal representation.
Really? Kelowna is solely responsible for this problem.
Need I remind you that the Stargate is in our possession?
For the moment.
Is that a threat?
It's an assurance that when it comes to the survival of our people, we will do whatever is necessary.
What, so now you want to go to war? My friends are trying to save your world and you want to destroy it?
Oh, save your breath, Daniel. You folks are done.
I don't understand.
Well, you see, we actually like the Madronans. They're nice people. And we've decided there's no way we'd subject them to the likes of you. Deal's off. You're toast.
General?
Colonel Neal's right. You can stay until we hear back from Jonas and Major Carter.
Tough love.
That's what you get for dicking around.
Something's wrong. We're losing speed, 1.5 meters per second and slowing.
It is the forward drills. They were damaged by the magma.
Stop.
Forward drills finished. Cutting power.
This is as deep as we're gonna get.
What is our position?
We're still over a kilometer from the target.
What happens if we drop the bomb here?
We're too far from the fault line. Detonating from this position would be pointless.
Then we have failed.
We still have some Togo crystals in reserve. We can use those to tunnel the rest of the way.
They'd never make it far enough.
If we focus
Why
them,
not?
we can at least dig a passage big enough for one person. That will give us the distance we need.
It might work.
And it'll be hurt.
But at this depth, the heat and the noxious gases would penetrate even a Tokra tunnel. It would be suicide.
I will go. Do not worry, Major Carter. I may be intrigued by your willingness to sacrifice yourself for others, but I do not share it. My symbiote will protect me.
Why take the risk?
You still think of me as nothing but a servant of Baal. You are mistaken.
You haven't told him about the Nequadria?
Not yet.
You want it for yourself.
In any case, the fact remains I am the only one who can complete this mission.
Jeez, you got caught up, Daniel.
I am in position.
Oh, this is not good.
Kiana, this is Major Carter. Do you read?
Go ahead.
We're losing power. I think the generators have been damaged.
I was afraid of that. How much power do you have left?
We're down to 70%.
So much for my empire.
Say again?
If you begin your scent now, you may have enough power to reach the surface.
We're not leaving you behind.
You have no choice. If the power drops below 50%, you'll not even be able to restart the engines. If you wait, you die too.
This is Jonas. There's still time left. Start back immediately.
If you are doing this out of concern for the host, you need not bother. The body is already severely damaged. I may not be able to keep her alive.
Listen to me. We're not going without you, so shut up and get moving.
I believe we have no choice but to begin our ascent immediately.
Weird that they go out of their way for a Goa'uld.
Alright, I'll take care of her. Get us out of here.
Beginning ascent.
You waited.
You held up your end of the bargain.
Was that your only reason? I already know your answer.
Kind of weird seeing a self-attack from a
Receiving a signal,
Goa'uld.
sir. Audio only. Put it through.
This is Kelowna Gate Control to First Minister Draylock.
This is Draylock. Go ahead.
We're receiving reports from all over the country. A major seismic disturbance. Geological survey places the epicenter at the target coordinates.
They did it.
Any word from the excavator?
Negative.
Power reserves are near depletion.
We're almost there. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 1.
Miss it?
Yeah.
Well, judging from what you got to deal with back in Kelowna, I'm not surprised. I think I take life-threatening danger over one of those council meetings any day of the week.
Yeah. Tell you, I don't know what Jack said to him, but they are being a little more cooperative.
Well, so alas.
How you feeling?
Fine, I guess.
I remember everything, but it's like a dream.
Symbiote's dead.
She saved me. She could have let me die with her, but she didn't.
Oh.
I
Very
know you may
selfless.
find this hard to believe, but she appreciated everything you did for her. What you tried to do.
Wow.
Time to go home.
Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up, and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return, you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was Stargate SG-1 Season 7, Episode 14. I have complicated feelings about this one because I thought it was kind of a bit meh of an episode, but I do like the concept that they came up with here with like her being a Goa'uld and like almost like a selfless Goa'uld we've never seen before. Like she sacrificed herself to save the host. Maybe there is some hope there for some of the Goa'uld. I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. To be honest, I know that like it goes a long way for like, you know, saying, you know, that it's a selfless Goa'uld, but I actually would have preferred if she stayed the Goa'uld. But I understand like going the extra mile and sacrificing herself to save the host is kind of what was meant to be shown there. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.